I was also curious to know, you and I have been living in different countries, and sometimes, I don't even feel 100% German. So I was wondering, what cultural traits have you adopted after living in the different countries you've lived in?
Yeah, when we're talking, I was just thinking, I still have a little bit of a Japanese trait in me. It's the constant reaffirming. So when somebody's speaking to me, I will often try and be like, uh-huh, yeah, sure. Like I'm trying really hard not to do it in this video, but I have gotten this feedback before from people that I'm, yeah, putting too many affirmation words. Like in Japanese, you constantly say, like hi, to show that you're listening and you're still with them, right? And I
Yeah,
definitely have picked this up. For me, in general, it's the Japanese culture that influenced me the most because it's been the most different, right? So just if you
yeah,
generalize of all the countries I've lived in, that culture has had the biggest impact because I've lived there the longest and is the most different to my own. So there's all these small things, maybe things I no longer do that much, but the other day I met up with a friend who also lived in Japan for a long time, and she immediately brought me a gift. And the gift giving, for example, is another cultural trait that I don't know. In Germany, if I see someone, I don't give them a gift automatically unless it's their birthday or housewarming or whatever, right? Like
yeah,
if I just meet them at a bar after like a year, I don't bring them a gift. It's not a custom. Whereas in Japan, of course, you do have to bring you get a little gift bag and then you get a nice food item normally, right? Like a nice bag of
yeah.
cookies or nice sweets, yeah, that
Or
are from
mochi,
a
mochi.
exactly. So
Yeah,
I saw my friend. I was like, "Oh, you're still so Japanese," and she just looked at me confused. I was like, "You just gave me a gift in a very
oh
Japanese
wow,
manner." So
yeah, you do it. Yeah.
I would still do
Oh
like I did
wow.
that in the beginning. Like now I've lost the
Mhm.
habit a bit more, but in the beginning I would still do this.
You've become
So
very polite.
anything you picked up in Mexico or in Guatemala by now?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. First thing is time. I've become much more relaxed in terms of time, and I'm not obsessed so much anymore, with planning always ahead and down to the last second or a minute. That was, yeah, that took me the longest. I mean, that was the hardest part for me, to relax and not to be upset when somebody arrived like 20 minutes late. And actually, I like it that there is a certain flexibility and you don't have to show up at 6 p.m. sharp, you know, and they don't take it personally, and they have a different notion, a different concept of time. They also live differently. So I found that very fascinating, both in Guatemala and Mexico. And I also learned to, it sounds so cliche, but I've learned to live more in the moment because I'm not sure if you had a similar experience, but when you constantly move from one country to the next, or you live outside your home country, you're faced with so many challenges and uncertainties. And safety is number one in Germany. We take it so seriously. It's like a central part of our lives. And we organize our life around it, safety and insurance and security, which I do not have in Mexico and Guatemala. So I learned it sounds paradoxical almost, but I learned to be more relaxed and enjoy more the moment, the present moment, and not to worry constantly about the future, things that I cannot change or, you know, um, solve right now. And this has been so beneficial to my mental health and my overall health. And I love that kind of lifestyle. And also, yeah, of course, I eat super spicy because Mexicans and Guatemalans both eat very spicy, and and I do the same. They add chili and lemon to everything. Not only, like to pasta or caldos. What is it? What's the
Like
word?
soup or something?
Soups, but also to fruits like pineapple and mango, which is very weird to us Germans. First of all, we don't eat very spicy, and secondly, it's strange to eat mango with lemon and chili, right? And now I love it. It's so rich in flavor, and I'm addicted to it. So I definitely eat more spicy, and I'm also less direct because I think in the beginning, some of my friends couldn't handle my directness. They would ask me, "Oh, spontaneously, yeah, let's meet up tomorrow. And I was like, no, I can't. And I'm already, I already have plans. And they were a little bit upset about it. It's like, oh, I think I came across as a bit rude, but I prefer to be honest rather than letting them down afterwards, saying, yeah, I'll come to your party and then not show up. But I learned to soften, to soften my words a little bit and to be a little bit less direct. Don't always go straight to the point, and that's also one of the things that I've adopted. But I will say, however, as soon as I'm back among Germans or in Germany, I think I how was my thread?
You go back to your
yeah,
German.
as soon as I'm back in Germany, I'm again more direct.
I get it.
And then also a little bit stressed about times. It's just I think you're always influenced by the culture and society you're in,
Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult to maintain the lifestyle that you had in Mexico in your home country, because the people and the mentality, the culture is so different. You cannot keep it up. You cannot maintain that lifestyle that you adopted in the other country, even if you want. But it's always been a struggle.
Yeah, I think there's a general struggle, right? Like the culture and the language, they just come with your experiences there, and as soon as you remove yourself from that, it's hard to take it with you, which is maybe also why sometimes it's a little hard to learn certain languages in the real natural way, because let's say you're learning Japanese and you're learning it in Germany and you're surrounded by German culture, and then suddenly you're supposed to be polite and humble and you think, but this doesn't work in our culture. Why would I be like this? And you need the other people around you being like that, because then you will just jump in and be the same.